Hey y'all, welcome to Unbecoming Podcast, where we dive into real life situations.
In this podcast, we will peel off layers that have overshadowed our true identity.
Stay tuned to hear more stories on how we unbecome in order to become.
So let's dive in.
Oh,
Hey,
what's up? And
what's
welcome
up,
to
what's
another
up?
episode.
Another episode of Unbecoming Podcast. My name is Songi.
My name is Enyo.
And today we have, well, it's supposed to be like two guests in here. So the other one is on their way. So
Yes.
you guys, during the process of this interview or conversation, you're going to see one more person sneak in. But our topic for today is actually life after divorce. And we have a lovely guest in the studio with us, and her name is Rosie.
Hi, Rosie.
Hey y'all!
Welcome to Unbecoming Podcast.
Hi y'all!
She's
Hi,
so like
Yes.
wind up.
Yes. She walked in the studio. We were like, whoa.
Like baby, like yes,
Yes, come through. How are you doing in 2024?
I am actually very blessed in 2024.
Amen.
I cannot complain at all. God is good.
All the time. Like all
That's
the
it.
time.
Like that's it.
Pepe is all over me.
Yes.
Listen, hey, under the canopy. Do you hear me?
I know. Well, we know you. Like, we know you. Like, this is Dallas. Like, we do stuff together.
Yeah.
But for the people that do not know you, who is Rosie?
Yes.
Who is Rosie? First, I'm a child of God. Hallelujah. No.
Amen. I
No.
love that because our other guest said the exact same thing in the intro. Oh my gosh.
Secondly, I am a worship minister, leader, however you want to call it, however
Yeah.
you want to say it. I just love to worship. Worship is in me. Worship is me. I was created to do it. So this is what I do. I love to sing. Rosie loves to sing third person. Ha. Rosie loves to sing. I like to dance.
Oh, yeah, that's the other part I forgot.
Oh, I didn't know
Praise
that part.
dance.
Yes.
Oh,
Like
I
those
haven't done it
people who-
in a couple of years, but dance was actually my first love before singing.
oh wow.
So I definitely love to dance. And I love to shop.
Okay.
Shopping is bad for me. But that's who I am. I'm a friend. I'm a sister. I'm an auntie to a whole bunch of nieces and nephews. It's a whole bunch of them.
Wow, you're from a big family?
Oh, yeah. It's 5 of us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm the middle baby to my mom's children, but I'm the oldest to my dad's
Dad.
children. But we'll just consider me as the middle baby.
Oh.
So, yeah.
And Amanda is here.
Yay! The timing was perfect, actually.
Okay, Mike. Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry to put
Hi,
you on the
Amanda.
spot.
Hi, ladies. I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Good. Good to have you with us.
Yes,
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for coming. Good
Thank
to
you
see
for
you. I haven't seen you in
inviting me.
2024.
I know. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Just relax. It's a conversation. So yeah. So well, they're meeting you for the first time. Like I know you.
Yeah.
We go way back.
way back.
way back. So like, who is Amanda?
Oh, Amanda. Amanda is a mom, as a corporate girl in
Yeah.
tech.
Okay. Come on, Ted.
Okay.
And I heard about praise dancing. I've been praise dancing for a long time.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
For a very long time.
Okay.
I just took a break this year, no, 2023, but I've been praise dancing for a very long time. 3 kids, and still growing. That's
Hey.
me.
Still growing.
Still growing.
Yeah, we had shared with the audience that our topic for today is life after divorce. You guys
Life
do
after
not.
divorce.
You guys don't know each other. You're meeting for the first
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
y'all seem to have like a similar story. A similar
Really?
story.
That's
Yes. Yes. that's why
they need to meet for coffee.
and that's why I was like, let's get them together and then let's hear, like, you'll be amazed, you'll be surprised.
Songy planned this whole thing.
listen, I can tell now.
Accomplice.
What's going to come?
You're the accomplice.
What's going to come out of this? But I think the main purpose of this is we're not. I was supposed to say, like, we're not here like to bash your ex-husbands or stuff like
Definitely
that.
not.
Definitely not. It's just like, the process, the journey, just that whole shenanigan or shebang or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, the first question I'm going to throw out to you guys is, like, I'll start with you, Amanda, and then Rosie, you can answer, like, how long were you married for?
I was married for 11 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was married for almost 7 years. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I would say I was married for 8, but
And how long have you been divorced?
for a year.
For a year.
Mm-hmm. It's a full year. It was a full year. Well, finalized everything on the 6th of this year. So a full year
Yeah.
of January.
Okay.
A year. It was a year, September 27th of 2023.
2023.
Wow.
It's like 1 year.
Yeah.
See why I say
Wow. Songy, the way you planned this,
Man.
So, if I may ask, what brought it about? Again, we're not here to bring up, anything any old wounds. We're just here to educate, and we're just here to peel the onion, and in our, because this is a podcast of unbecoming to become. So, if you don't mind sharing with us, like, what brought it about? How, did you ever imagine that it will happen?
No. No. I thought I was going to be married forever. I said, this is one and done. I'm not doing this. It was one and done. I'm not, we staying and we sticking it out for forever. But I was dying spiritually.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I was becoming a spiritual zombie.
Hey, that is deep.
And I was drinking every day,
My God.
like every day.
And you were still in the church.
And I was still in church, still doing praise and worship, still broken, still just everything. And I had a dream that I wasn't with my ex-husband, and I was actually flourishing in life. Like, I owned my own business and everything. And I was like, okay, God, what are you trying to tell me? Because
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. Divorce? No. Okay. We say I do, that's it. That's all. Like, we gonna stick this out regardless. I don't care what happens.
Yeah.
But he was telling me that if you don't get out, then you're gonna die. And it's not a physical death.
Wow.
I was gonna die spiritually.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about you, Amanda?
Yeah. Oh, man.
At what point did you
I
just
feel-
like, you know what, this is not even going to work anymore?
I feel you. At what point, I really don't know. I just remember when I got to the point where I just say this. Well, I guess this is it.
Yeah.
And then I filed for the divorce. But prior to that, I was in the church. You know me from the church.
I know.
I was in the church. I was serving. I served in the children's department for a very long time. I served as an usher for a very long time, but I didn't have a relationship with Christ my whole entire life. It's not until things started getting really worse and I got to the bottom
Of the bottom.
of myself, right?
Wow.
To the point where I didn't even think life was worth living. So it was at that point that, and even at that point, divorce was not even
On the table.
something that
Option
it
or
wasn't an
thought.
option. It thought, right? It was not until I felt like God came to me. At that point, and spoke to me around that time.
Yeah.
And we started walking together, like literally having a relationship with him. And as I was rising with in my relationship with Christ, there was a point where I was like, okay, this environment is not gonna it's not gonna nurture what I like, the new life I found, the new, me, the
new you,
that I found. So it was time. That's how I knew it was time for me to. Okay, you okay? You can do your thing. I'm gonna go do my thing.
Right.
Wow. So when you made that decision, right? How did they respond to your decision when you first mentioned the word divorce?
I didn't mention divorce. I mentioned separation.
Okay.
And he was fine with separation. We went on a girls' trip.
What song you on that girls' trip?
Man,
Tell me more.
We're a counselor songy. Had everybody in tears, okay?
oh really? So
It
it
was-
was to girls trip with you now.
It was like a
Women's conference.
I promise you, okay? I promise you. We went for Songy's birthday and my sister's birthday.
Yeah, because
Okay.
our birthdays are in the same month.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we went to Florida, and baby, that whole trip, I was just in tears the whole trip. Then we went to Voodoo,
Yeah, we went to one of the churches.
and
Oh,
he
yeah,
was
Voodoo.
preaching about daddy issues.
Yeah.
And baby,
Daddy issues.
from the start to the finish of service,
I know.
they were just handing me tissues.
Bawling.
Just handing me
Man.
you know,
Yeah.
like somebody had died. It was like the snot was running. It was the loud, obnoxious cry from the person in the back.
Yeah.
That was me. That was me. And I know everybody was looking at me like, dang, she going through a lot.
And she didn't hold it back either.
But I did it because I couldn't, like, it was like a release. Like everything that I had like carried,
Yeah.
it was just like a release moment. And I had locks then. And
Yeah.
so we came back from church, or from hanging out after church, going to eat or whatever. And I went in the bathroom. Nobody knew what I was doing. I found some scissors.
Mm.
And the more that I cut, the more I could feel like freedom. Just like, and I came out and everybody's face was like, what?
What happened?
What?
Yeah.
We came back.
On a trip.
Oh, yeah. That trip was so powerful. I'm not even gonna lie.
Wow.
We came back and I immediately filed and told him, like, yeah, this is it. This is it. And for a couple of days, he fought me. He didn't want to sign the papers, but he finally signed. And that was it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amanda, how was your
Yeah.
response on your end?
My response was, to me, was a little heartbreaking. Just because I don't think, even though we knew, we kind of knew like this was it. I don't think I wanted it to just be it.
Right.
So when I got ready to file, I filed for it. And I told him like, oh, hey, I filed for it. You need to sign the papers. Mr. signed the papers, and he gave it to me. I went back to the court, gave it back to the court, and they're like, we're rejecting it because he didn't fill out everything. I went back, filled out more, gave it to him. He signed. I went back, and the third time, we had to fill out more stuff, and I went back and I gave it to him. I'm like, so 3 times he just signed without even asking questions.
Right.
To me, that one was a little
Yeah,
heartbreaking. So I'm like, so you've already like
Been
made
done.
up your
Check
mind, like
it
you're
out.
being done,
Mhm.
like you're
Done.
being done. But I think even through the process, I'm grateful that he didn't fight.
Right.
I'm grateful that the response that he gave me was it was more of my own internal coming to to the realization that this is it,
Yeah.
than me having to
Deal
like
with
fight
it.
him. Like,
Yeah.
So like divorce, like you guys are done, divorce is done, finalized. Now here you are, like sitting, you and you.
Yeah.
Amanda, you got kids.
Yes. 30.
3.
Yes.
How old?
11, well, almost 12, 8, and 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like this, it's done. Divorce is finalized. Everything, stuff like that. How? I'm just thinking, like now you're facing reality. Did you ever feel like a failure? Did you guys ever feel like you failed, a failure? Like, how were you able to even like get up and like face the world and then like one step in front of the other? Like, this is like the new reality now.
Yeah.
First things, like, did you ever feel like a failure after the divorce?
I felt like a big failure.
Mm.
One of the part is that when my mother-in-law lived with me, pretty much our whole entire
Time.
marriage.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
Ooh.
And then, girl, I'm African, in an African community,
Yes.
so you cannot escape that feeling
Yeah.
within our culture, within
Yeah.
our community, and everything, and just going through all of that and still living with them, and especially my mother-in-law,
Yeah.
made me truly feel like, Lord, like this is just like the biggest failure ever, because I wanted my family. I think I more wanted him to choose me because I just felt like he
Yeah.
never chose me.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right there. That's it. That's it right there. That's it.
Yeah, it was more of the feeling like I wanted him to choose me, and he never
Yeah.
showed that. So yeah, I felt like a failure. How I got over it, it was my relationship with Christ. My relationship with Christ is it's brand new. It's new. Well, I've been in the church. Let me tell you, I've been in the church. I've sat down with the pastor. I've catered to pastors.
Yeah.
Wow.
And all that stuff. And this relationship did not start until the end of 2021. So it's that new, right? So I honestly was led. So I was like, Lord, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what this feeling like. Holy Spirit, just and He hums either songs into your mind or memory verses. And some of the memory verses I didn't know, so I'll just Google it like a part of it, and then I'll just see the entire memory verse to focus on as I was going through the healing part of my journey.
Yeah. Rosie, did you feel like a failure, and how did you like get your foot in front of the other and keep moving?
Failure, yes.
Yes, man.
What? Yes. Yes, I felt like I failed God. I felt like I failed my family. I felt like I failed his family. Because his nieces became my nieces. His nephews became my nephews.
Right.
Like, I had them babies since they was in elementary school.
Yeah.
So, like, I watched them go from elementary to now in high school. Like,
Wow.
and they were always at our house.
Right.
Always. So, like, I felt like I let them down
Ooh.
big time. Like, I don't have kids.
Yeah.
So, everybody, like, my nieces and nephews, everybody kids is my kids, period.
Right.
They call me the auntie of all aunties. Okay. Everybody's kids are my kids. And I literally like, okay, come on, babies, let's go. And so my biggest thing was that I felt like I let them down. Like I wasn't, because their thing was, okay, well, since y'all are divorcing, that means you're not going to come see us anymore. That means you're not going to be a part of our lives anymore. And I'm like, no, I'm still gonna be here. Like, no matter what happened between me and your uncle, I'm still gonna be here.
Yeah.
And I had to like really pray and ask God, like, you're gonna have to navigate this one.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Because what I didn't want to happen is I didn't want to become bitter.
Ooh, talk about it. Talk about
I
it.
didn't want to hold resentment.
Yeah. Yes.
I got saved when I was 7. I backslid, came back. Like I've been in this walk for
Church,
very. I'm a PK for God's sakes.
No, Rosie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been in this for a very long time.
Wow.
And you really, being a PK don't mean nothing until you know God yourself.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And so all throughout that whole time, like I'm telling y'all, I did not even want to get up and sing praise and worship, but I was the only one.
Yeah.
So who's going to get up?
I don't know how you did that. Because I ran away and I hid. I was hiding for a whole year.
I know. I was like, listen, I'm sleeping in.
Listen.
Today I don't feel like getting up.
Let me tell you.
I'm showing up.
I had to make the decision that I finally told my pastor's wife at the time that, hey, this is what I did. She was like, well, you should have came to me before you did it, because then we would have. No, because that wasn't for us to do.
Yeah.
I was being obedient, and I still stand on that. I was obedient to what God told me to do. So this is where I'm at, and I need to take a sabbatical. I need to sit down. I need to get healed. Because I'm standing up here literally broken every single Sunday, and I don't believe a word that I'm singing.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to minister to somebody else and I don't believe anything that God is faithful? Where?
Yeah.
Right.
Where that was, I'm being transparent.
Yeah.
Where are you faithful?
Yeah.
Because everything is breaking down on
It's
this side.
broken. I'm broken. Like, this was the straw. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that's all. I don't care about love no more. I don't care about doing stuff the right way no more.
Yeah.
Like, you can forget it.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I was. Like,
Yeah.
you can forget it. Like, but if it wasn't for the community that I had, like Songy and my sister, and our other friend Leslie, like, if it wasn't for my community, please.
It would have been something else.
Please.
Mm.
They pushed me to keep going, like, keep going, keep praying, despite of, be angry. Tell God you're angry.
Yeah.
Tell him how you feel.
Yeah.
He's your daddy. He listens.
Yeah.
He listens. You can go to your parents and be like, Mama, I'm mad because da 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 da. Daddy, I'm mad because da da. Do it the same way. And I start with baby. Hey. Say, listen, Pops. Let me tell you something. I don't like this right here. I don't even know why you asked me or told me to do this right here.
Yeah.
Because why would you break me down like this?
Oh my gosh.
But I know why now.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It makes so. Back then, it didn't.
It didn't.
Right.
No, it did not.
It didn't make.
When you were in the storm.
Right. It was too bad. The storm looked way too bad. Like, even though Jesus was in the boat, like, it still
It
was
was too
way,
stormy. The water was coming in.
Maybe the boat was sinking.
It's funny.
And you were like, Peter, Jesus,
Wake up!
Hold my hand. Hold my hand.
I'm sinking.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's funny how both of you have, like, Amanda, your relationship was not in good shape at the time. Rosie, God led you to, I'm just thinking, like, did you guys, like, when it all begun, when you guys were getting married at the time, like, yeah, now we're going to start a life together.
Yeah.
If you look back now, like, were there some things that you feel like maybe you didn't do right when you got into the marriage? Like
things that you may have
Yeah.
overlooked and said, "Oh, it would change."
Yeah.
or like
Big time.
it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Big time.
For me, I can say that the reason why we got divorced is was already known. Like, it was already known when we were dating.
But you ignored it.
Not 100%,
Yeah.
but then I got pregnant.
Oh.
So it made it a more complicated
Situation.
and more complicated situation. And we honestly decided to really try. Once we got married, we're like, okay, we're gonna really try to have like a good relationship, and we did have a good relationship for a while. But but then we got to a point where there was lack of communication, lack of trust, and then one of my biggest one was lack of empathy, right? So if I do like, if you were in my shoes, how would you feel?
Yeah.
We didn't have that. And then and that's something, and that's on both sides. I'm not just saying him or me or whatever, but it was on both sides where the way that got healed, God brought me back to when I was born. Right? I was my birth on its own had a lot to do with how I felt. You said daddy issues and stuff. I had to go back and heal that in the sense where it's like I was carrying some things,
trauma,
on me that I wasn't supposed to carry. Right. And it was towards men too.
Wow.
Growing up, I thought I was a feminist. And really, I'm not a feminist. I love men. It was just the lifestyle we had growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, I love my dad. Let me not put it. I love my daddy. I'm a daddy's girl. But there's certain things I was privy to that I heard of. Some things that I shouldn't have heard, or maybe even if I heard it, I should have a little bit be shielded because I was younger.
Right.
But it made me bitter towards certain type of men. So to me, it was like, a man cannot do this to me. A man cannot do this to me. A man cannot do this to me. So I'm coming with this attitude into my marriage. And he's like, well, you don't respect me. Why should I respect you? Because you're doing this, and this. It was like, so that I had to really like go back. And those are one of the things that I had to like change about myself. Heal that, let that go. And understand that my dad, when he was younger, he did things however he saw fit for the time. Maybe he was going through his own craziness too. His own life.
Best way he felt like he could handle it.
And I went ahead and carried it in my body. Like,
generational trauma.
Trauma.
So I'm like, okay, I need to let that go.
Your DNA.
I need to let that go because that was his life. That's not my life.
Right.
And now, and this is where our relationship with my ex now is much better because I was able to let go of all that hurt and see him as a person.
Yes.
Okay, within the marriage, you did what you did because you were going through your own thing and you didn't know how to communicate with me.
Yeah.
And he brought us to here,
Yeah.
So, that's how those are the things that I've done to kind of help me.
Wow.
Yeah. Rosie?
I ignored some things. We got married after 4 months. So it was like we
Bang,
met.
bang, bang.
We met, we dated for a month, then got married after like 4 months. I think we rushed it because at the time we were getting preached about. And I was like, I don't want to be, living in sin. So
Why not?
like, what we gonna do? So we got married.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Did you know him prior to you guys dating, or you just guys met?
We met, dated, married, boom.
4 months. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And like while we were dating, there were some things that I saw that I was like, okay, it'll change. Like it's not a big deal. It'll change.
So it never changes.
No, it never
It
changes.
never.
Not unless the
never
person
changes.
wants to change.
Exactly.
Unless
The
the person
person
is
has-
willing
Is
to do
willing
the
to
work.
do
Yeah.
the work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only then will it change.
Yeah.
Only then will it change. And at that time, he wasn't willing to do the work. So
While you were dating,
well,
while
just
you were married,
just
the
while we were
entire
dating,
relationship.
married, whatever,
he wasn't willing.
he wasn't willing to do the work. And a lot of it stemmed from generational curses and things like that and trauma. And I honestly realized that he was an assignment and not supposed to be my husband.
Ooh, let me tell you how I felt that same too.
I told you guys that.
Listen.
Wait. No, wait, Amanda. No. Wait, Amanda. On that, like, how long did you and your husband like date before you got married? Your ex-husband.
A year and a half.
A year and a half.
Yeah,
okay, now go to your point. Go to your point. Now go to your point. Your assignment.
I knew we were not supposed to be together for a very long time.
You knew
from the beginning.
Ooh.
And I think this goes to show that we went me.
Like me.
Those little inner inclinations. Sometimes like we just
the instinct.
Like don't ignore that, because we're looking at this. Some of you are going to be like, well, how can God tell you to leave your marriage? But now we see like they knew. There was like this little thing of whatever the Holy Spirit was
still
speaking.
Small voice.
Small voice. So go ahead, Amanda. You knew.
No, I knew from the beginning. This was not we were meant to be together like forever, and something happened. No, like I knew. I always ask myself, like, if I had to do it again, would I do it?
Yeah.
If I had to do it again, I probably would have still be with the person, with my ex-husband, but a little bit much later than
when you started.
When I started, and in that in the sense where he would have taken the time to probably work on himself and see. And we would have taken the time to really see. I mean, it was a year and a half. Within that year and a half, it was on and off. And we broke up, and I found out I was pregnant a month later.
Okay.
So all of that, it was kind of like, oh, we broke up. And then
now you're pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
Like, bruh.
So when you found out you were pregnant, were you like, this is a sign that we need to be together, or you were like, dang it.
Like the church. Listen. How is the church going to deal with this?
Let me tell you.
That part.
Let me tell you how. You know my pastor.
I know. Yeah.
Man, they had a whole single meeting.
I bet.
And we were the subject of the meeting. Okay?
That's it.
I mean, loving him, I think until this day, I will always have love for him. Loving him was not the problem.
That's right.
I loved him, but it takes more than just love.
It takes a lot more.
It takes more than just love, and that's something that we don't teach.
Right.
In the church or even outside.
Right.
Women are not being taught that it takes more than just, oh, hey, babe.
6 figures.
Hey,
it
babe.
takes more than 6 figures.
Baby, it takes a lot, okay?
It takes a whole lot. And with that, I knew from the beginning that, but we really tried at some point. And at that point, I was like, okay, I can live with this. I can live with this. And then it crashed again. And when it crashed really big, but it took me a whole long time
to heal.
Not even to heal, a whole long time to even accept it. That this thing just crashed, because I just had my son around that time.
Oh,
my son is 8. So after him, it was just like things were just going down and down and down and down and down from there. And by the time we came to that realization, he already knew. He was already like
checked out.
Yeah, I'm already checked out. I'm already gone. Like, this is, I mean, look at us. We've had years. It's not even just a day. We had years of, but it was me that I was like, now I started looking in. I had a great career. I had a husband. I had 3 kids. I have a home. I have a house.
Right.
Like, we walking together, like we're unit.
White picket fence.
Right.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we had everything.
And you don't even know what's going on
Exactly, and that's one of the things that I had to separate myself from. And when I was going through the grieving part, I asked myself, it's like, if you take everything out of, like, let's just say the infidelity, right?
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of that too. If you take that away, would you still want to be
with this person?
Mm-hmm. My answer is no at that time.
Mm.
And once it was no, I have a question for you. Did you feel like God like released you?
Yes.
Because I felt like God released me, and
yes.
and
I didn't have
I told some of the people that I was close to,
Mm-hmm.
And they took
like,
that like
God will never.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean?
God will never tell you,
baby?
He wants you to
and that just shows like how merciful God is, like that nature of Him, like compassion.
Yes.
But then
get the people
don't.
No, maybe because the mothers of the church,
we're not merciful at all.
Listen, the mothers of the church was like, "Baby, you just gonna pray him out of this." I said, at first I took that advice.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just pray him out of this, pray him out of this, pray him out of this, until my daily life became warfare every day.
Yeah.
So I would say like the last maybe 2.5 years of being married was warfare every day. And
at some point, like, when does this stop?
Exactly.
You're fighting unnecessary battles.
Listen, I'm fighting your generational demons and my generational demons, and then I'm fighting this spirit here and this spirit there, and then now because we've become one, that spirit has jumped on me. Now I have to try to fight this spirit to get off of me.
Right.
It's just a lot going on, and then people wonder why I picked up a bottle every day. Baby, let me tell you. It was a lot going on.
I know.
It was a lot.
And that's what people
and
don't understand.
I couldn't. In our marriage, it was a thing where you don't talk about anything outside.
Yes, we did.
Everything stays here.
We
don't talk to counselors. We don't talk to. We don't talk to nobody.
What?
Everything stays in. So now, if I can't talk to you, who am I going to talk to? So now I have all of this built up. Built up. And I guess that's why I cried so bad.
Yeah.
Because that release was just like.
Because you were holding so much. So much.
Yeah.
Like, I would ask, can we go to counseling? Can we do this? Because one thing we never did was marriage counseling.
Premarital counseling?
I was going to ask you
We never did it.
Did you do that, Amanda?
You didn't.
We did. We had one class after getting married. One. And after that, he was like, we're not telling nobody our business. And I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, well, we need to have some type of, if it's not somebody that, we know, let us just go to somebody that is licensed to help us.
Yeah.
Are you sure you were not married to the same man?
That's why I wanted you guys to sit down. I really wanted y'all to just like sit down, share your story.
Pull up the pictures.
Pull up the pictures. Show each other the pictures. Maybe it's December. That's why I was like, there's gonna be like some form of similarities to it, like different.
No,
I've been wanting you guys to meet for the longest time. Every time, Amanda, we go out for lunch, I'm just like, man, how do I bring Rosie here with me? But then I'm like, okay, I was like, yeah. I'm like, finally. I'm like, Enyo, this.
No, this was perfect. This was perfect.
I was like, because I'm like, y'all like, it was like, oh my goodness. But now, like, you guys have gone through this. Like, how are you emotionally, mentally? Like, how are you guys?
Yeah.
How are you feeling? How are you?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I feel amazing.
Yes.
I feel
Amazing.
good. I feel good. Okay, life is not perfect.
Yeah.
Right? The healing is not as straightforward.
It's on
Right.
roll.
They usually say, because I read it a lot. Healing, you can say you're healed until you're placed in that position again.
Exactly.
If you get triggered,
Baby.
you know.
Go back.
You know.
Yeah.
Go back.
Yep.
Do some work.
Yep.
But beside that, I feel like I'm much more calmer.
Right.
I'm not forcing anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a doer, like trying to figure things out. I'm always trying to figure things out. I'm always trying to figure things out. Until God told me, "Is like, listen, calm down. You don't have to figure things out.
Yeah.
Just be present for your children." And that's something that I did last year. Being present with just them, and I realized how my oldest one. She's an amazing kid. I have amazing kids. Her younger years to me is a blur.
Wow.
Because so much was taking the time in my mind. I was still a mom, right?
Yeah.
And then I had his mom at the house.
Yeah.
So literally, I'm going to work. I'm coming back.
She's done.
Have you guys eaten?
Yeah.
Have you guys? Oh, grandma already did all that. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. I'm going to my room. Like I did that for many years. Last year was my first year with just being myself with the kids. It was amazing. Just like looking at them and just watching their little personality and it's amazing. And then this year, I really think it's more of just me being patient with myself, being graceful to myself, and just taking every step. Like, don't jump, just
one step.
One step. Yeah.
Right
don't hurry.
Because
I've always been like, I want to get this done. I want to get because it was an escape. It was kind of like an escape thing back in the days, right?
Yeah.
I would get involved in so many things just so that way I can feel some type of validation that I'm doing something.
Validation.
Yeah, I'm doing something, right? Now I don't have to do that, and it's like a way. Just I don't have to do
I'm
that.
telling people this.
It's not validation anymore. It's just me. So yeah, it's going great. It's going good. I feel like even with the divorce, the process of it, the brokenness of it, brought me a lot more closer to God. Of course, I feel like I'm still a baby Christian, but it's brought me so much closer to God, and yeah, I'm so happy. If I had to do it again, please, people, don't divorce, but I'll do it again.
Would you would you marry again?
Would I marry again in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
I used to say no until I started. I don't know. I guess God just kind of opened my eyes. Like, okay, so I dated last year.
How was that?
I dated too.
How was that?
So
that
triggering.
Mine was not actually triggering.
Mine was so triggering, and every step of the moment, I remind you're triggering me. You're triggering.
Oh, really?
Me. You are triggering me. Like, and that's how I knew, baby, you're not ready to date. Wow. Just go ahead and sit down because you're not ready to date because everything is triggering. Everything was triggering.
it the personality? Were you seeing similarities? Yeah.
No, I saw another side. I saw this man. This man was just opening doors for me. We did dates. Like, he planned dates. Like, I felt loved. Like, yes. I felt, and because the only reason why we stopped dating, well, because he decided that he didn't want to continue, but is because I started becoming like clingy to it, not to the person,
just
to like that, that attention, that like he's intentional, like
you never experienced that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like is and God, well, maybe God or just my feelings, whatever. It's like these are the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And you think you just find the whole world. These are the bare minimum.
Maybe.
That's what I say. I'm like,
so I was like
the man is supposed to do that, but
Yeah.
don't fall for it. Like,
Don't fall for it.
Yeah.
She would tell me that all the time.
Don't applaud him for what he's already supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's the bare minimum. So I had to like pull back. Well, I went through another breakup because he was like, no, well, you got kids. I was like, But I'm glad that I saw that part of a man.
Yeah.
And I truly feel that it was a sign from God to tell me that there are men like that. There are men like that. And I would love, like, the new me will love to cater, to nurture, or to, like, just love on a man like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah,
See?
I'll get
Yeah.
married again.
What about you,
Rosie, how are you feeling now in this season?
Baby, you
How
don't see this.
doing?
You don't see this new glow.
Yes. I mean, she walked in there and we were all like,
the engineer was like, actually, he notices first. He was like, nice outfit. And I'm turning, I'm like, hey,
Baby.
Lord.
I got a new attitude, honey.
Yeah.
I am so grateful to God.
Yeah.
Like, I am so grateful to God. So like I said, I dated. And I dated like maybe like right after our divorce was final. I was like, okay, I'm about to jump back in there because I had a fear of being alone.
Yeah, and that too.
And I realized that I had attachment issues.
Yep.
So I'm like, no, this ain't gonna work. We gotta go. We gotta. And I realized, just like in the beginning, like the guy that I was dating was doing all of these things, and Songi was like, "He's supposed to do that." That's like, Rosie, what is
the bare minimum?
I'm like, oh my God.
Pastor Songi.
Oh my! Listen. Songi has been my counselor, has been my big sister. Songi has been everything through this process. Okay, so I'm like, oh my God, he's doing this, and she's like, no, Rosie, calm down, calm down. And then I realized the same thing. God was showing me, like, this is the man that you've been praying for, like the man that you actually want to. Also, not just you nurturing somebody, but somebody nurturing you as well. You praying for somebody and somebody praying for you.
Yeah.
Like, those things are there. I have equipped a man for you that will do exactly those things. But this ain't it, baby.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And I prayed. I was like, God, if this is not it, even though I knew it was not it.
Sometimes you just pray and think like
just
God will
pray.
change his mind.
You know, God, if this is not it, just move him out the way. And
He was moved.
he was
He
moved.
was moved.
He was moved to another state, baby.
Oh,
Out the way.
it was a physical relocation.
A physical relocation. I was like, oh, okay. So I sat down. I was staying with my sister and her husband for the whole year that my divorce was final. I finally moved into my own place. I finally just started like being by myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like going nowhere no more.
Girl.
If it ain't church,
Girl.
if it ain't going to go see my nieces and nephews, don't call me. Don't ask me to go nowhere because I'm not going. I'm going in this, and I work from home, so
that's
even the worst. Listen, I work from home. I am fine being at home by myself. Listening. I don't even watch TV. I have a TV that I don't even watch. Like, I'm fine listening to my music, reading my books, reading my Bible, talking to God. I am fine, baby.
Wow.
Like, don't even worry about it. Don't worry about little old me because I'm good over here.
Yeah.
I am good. Am I willing to start dating again now? Yes.
Would you marry again?
Oh, most definitely. I think marriage is beautiful.
Marriage is beautiful.
I think being married to the right person
is
is bliss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might have struggles, you might have problems and situations, but if both of y'all put God first, then there is absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing that can stand against you.
And both of you are willing to put in the
Put it in.
Yes.
Like, just, I see all those memes like, oh, we pray together, we do this, baby. Yes, because what the next one, you're gonna have to pray with me. You're gonna have to worship with me. You're gonna have to fast with me. Like,
go to the mountain with me.
We going, baby. Because listen, and I need somebody to be able to handle the calling on my life.
Yes, that part.
If you're not able to handle I know what I'm called to do.
Yeah.
If you're, and it's a heavy calling. It's not like it's a heavy calling, okay? So if you're not equipped to handle this calling, because there are going to be days where God calls me to go on a fast for 40 days. Baby, do you know what a fast for 40 days means? I don't care if we married. It's strictly cutting off everything of the flesh. And you're going to have to understand that this is where I'm at. This is what God is calling me to do. I might not even be, listen, I might have to go here, there, and everywhere. But I need somebody that will understand like my calling and what I've been called to do. I need somebody to understand the way that I worship.
Wow. You guys, I'm out of time. I didn't have this conversation for like 2 hours.
We didn't even ask half of our questions.
I'm telling you. I am telling you right now. But you know,
I'm sensing a part 2.
Yes. Like we need to have a part 2 sit-down conversation. Like
because the healing part,
it's a whole journey.
Motherhood for Amanda, navigating that with kids. You know, just like facing society, like the stigma in the church regarding this, like divorce and all of that.
In-laws.
You know, in-laws. It's just, but thank you for like opening up, because I was like, okay, like let me just try. But thank you guys for like opening up and like just sharing your journeys and being willing to like let us into, you know.
Oh, for sure.
How's that?
I'm 100% transparent. That's I've been this way for a long time. So hey,
I became transparent.
So what you became? You were not.
I was not.
Oh, really?
Not.
Really?
Yeah, no, I was not.
You can't tell.
You
cannot tell at all.
No, I'm a people person. So you will sound like you know me, but you really don't know me. But I've became transparent, and with that too, I've met a few people. I've spoken to a few women who have reached out to me because I was transparent. I'm like, hey, I'm going through the same thing as you too. I just want to like know how you did this, you did that, you did this, and that even encouraged me to become even more transparent.
Yeah. So that's the last question. Now that you're talking about that, what advice would you share with somebody that's going through like a divorce right now? Like maybe like one thing you would tell them, like at least do this.
Divorce, make sure it's something that you know for sure you want to do. Because in those dark nights after the fact, you will have double thoughts on if I made the mistake. Like if I made a mistake, if I should have been like a little bit more patient. You have to really be, and of course we're talking in a Christian, environment. Get closer to God. Get closer to God. I think I was just lucky that He came to me instead, because I was not close to God. I was just doing things at church and just living life. But He came to me, and any advice is get closer to God. Get closer to God, and He will guide you, whether it's releasing you or showing you how to go about it. He will tell you.
Same. Because the dark days are the dark days, and baby, I almost went back. Like, no lie. Actually, recently I almost went back. So
we had a little relapse.
I almost went back because them lonely nights get a little lonely.
Let me tell you.
But make sure that God is speaking to you, because you never want to do something outside of the will of God. So always, and if you don't know what God's will is, talk to Him. Like, seriously, just like we're talking now, it's that simple, it's that easy. Talk to Him, and He will reveal it to you. And like you said, if it's not His will for you to divorce, he's going to give you the strategies to, hey, pinpoint this or talk to him like this, because maybe your communication, there's something off in the communication that he's not understanding. So switch the way you say this or switch the way you do this, or be more compassionate in this area or that area. God gives you the strategies that you need. So whether it is, it's time for you to, in my case, in your case, it's time. It's time. Like, this is it. Or you need to do A, B, C, and D and watch him turn it around. You always have to give it to God, because at the end of the day, nobody wants to be divorced. That's just it. Nobody wants to be divorced.
And nobody gets in to
nobody
gets in to be divorced.
Yeah.
And to me, I did not get in that thing to be divorced. I was not becoming a statistic. Absolutely not. Nope. But when you hear the voice of God so clearly, and I was fighting it. It wasn't like I wasn't fighting it. I was fighting it. But the more I fought, the more I died. So no, it's not worth it. It's not worth being outside of the will of God for your life. It's not worth it.
It really isn't.
That's it. That's all I got to say. Because I'll go on and start preaching.
Thank you guys so much.
We appreciate
the healing
the time.
part is another conversation.
That's another conversation that we need to have. I'm sure, like, oh, my time is up. But, like, thank you so much, guys. Like, thank you so much. I'm pretty sure, like, I know. I'm pretty sure, like, this is going to really impact a lot of people. Those that have like carried the shame and everything, and like let that thing go. Like,
please
come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, I will give you rest.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. So thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Yes, we'll definitely be back for part 2.
Yes. We have 2 part 2s coming up.
we have the 2 parts coming up. So thank you guys for tuning in today on Unbecoming Podcast, and make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Unbecoming Podcast, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yes. I'm Anyo. We have Amanda and Rosie in the studio. I'm Anyo. Wow.
You're Songy. It's okay.
I didn't even catch that.
Right.
I am Songy, and you're hanging out with us.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.